did want to get your take, guys, because there's a little anniversary coming up that I did want to remind you of. Of course, Folie, Deux, turning a decade old.
Yeah.
Very important album in your discography. Memories, how do you look back on that particular album now, a decade on?
Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go.
Okay.
I want both.
Yeah. So, like, for me, it's like a two-part thing. Like, there's a part of me that, like, it was like, when we were working on the album, it was like right before I was having my first kid, and I think that's like a big precipice, and I didn't really like know what to expect, and I had all this excitement but all this nervousness, and so I think about that a lot. In it's interesting, like that record, because the second way I think about it, that record is like more not symbolic but emblematic of the time than the record itself, you know. Right. It's like literally pop music changed from like we play a couple different formats to like we play 4 on the floor dance music. That's it. You know what I mean? Like Lady Gaga was happening in such a big way, and it's fine. And our record label pushed our record back, and like I think the record suffered slightly because of that. But it's interesting because so how you view your own record and your records that are like the big ones and the records that are like not the big commercial ones. I remember I was like, you know, I did this years ago, this commercial, Guitar Hero commercial with Rivers from Weezer, and I was sitting there, me and Travis Bark were talking to him, and we're like, you know, Pinkerton's like this dope record, and we really like it, and he's like, oh, and he was like, it like was striking him as odd that it was like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that your perspective gets so skewed when you're like within the thing, but we were talking about it yesterday, and like Folie I Do is the one record I can go back to and actually listen, and I think it's because, you know, after From Under the Cork Tree, after Infinity on High, after Save Rock and Roll, after those records, like, we went out and we was like, did massive marketing, massive press, like, did all this work behind it, and we didn't do it as much after Folie I Do, you know, like, I think, and then we took the break right afterwards, so I think that, like, I can think of it in a way that's not like, oh my God, I've burned myself to death. Like I can go back and revisit that one. I can't do it with the other ones.
That's nice to be able to do, for sure. Andy, what are your memories of that time? How do you look back on it?
It's one of my favorite records of ours.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun to play. It's kind of a weird one, but I have good memories. It was a good time in the studio.
I guess it's cool as well that you brought Disloyal Order back into the set list as well. That's kind of, what was the thinking behind that decision? Just a favorite to revisit?
Well, originally, we were when we were putting the set together, we were gonna for Reading and Leeds, we were gonna play Disloyal Order first, and we had this like, because that record kind of opens with like a little cinematic thing, and we were gonna sit that behind this new visual we put that's got this like car and a robot, and it's like so convoluted. We didn't do that. We kept it in the set, but I think a lot of our thinking with the set for Reading and Leeds were that like a lot of kids, like the anniversary, like a lot of kids are, I would think, like Infinity on High or Folie I Do could be their first record that they bought, or that kind of thing, and like just kind of trying to honor that, you know, like go out and play it for them.
Yeah.